Hello everyone, I am Prajakta and I am going to be the instructor for this database management system course. In this course, I will try to simplify the concepts of DBMS so that it builds a strong foundation for you all. And let's move ahead and discuss about database in this introduction video. I would like to begin with just imagine a situation where you have a diary and you randomly go and dump some data into it. Suppose you go on one day and write milk in it, then some other day you go write 2nd Feb, then you write DBMS notes here, then you write about 12 Jan, then someday you write sugar, then again some other day you write 26 June. So these are the random facts or some random figures you're writing in your database. So that doesn't make any sense to you. Because if I come and ask you that where are your DBMS notes, I want to see it. So you need to flip a lot of pages and to find the exactly location where you have stored and you have written your DBMS notes. So it is going to be a tedious task if you have a large amount of data. Now imagine the same situation, same scenario where you're dividing your diary into three sections of say, suppose you dedicate this one section to grocery. Now you can write milk and sugar in this section. Any other grocery item if you want to write, you can again write in this section. Then suppose you keep this section for birth dates and you write 12 Jan, suppose this is someone's birthday, then 26th June is someone's birthday, then 2nd Feb is again someone's birthday. All other birth dates you can write in this section. Again, this section, if you dedicate it for class notes, you can write DBMS notes in it. So now what I mean to say is this is a much more organized form, whereas this was a bit messy and it was difficult to access, right? So this is what briefly a DBMS is. This is how a system looks without DBMS and this is how it looks with DBMS. So basically we are organizing data into different sections and which makes us easy to access it. Okay, so let's move to the technical definition. DBMS, which is a database management system, is a software that helps to store, organize, and manage data efficiently. Now, till now, we were discussing about data, like data access, data storage, data management. Now, there's a very obvious question which you all will be having is what is this data exactly about? To understand this more clearly, suppose I come to you and give you a piece of paper which says 101 laptop uh, and 3 kg. What does this make? Like, what does this mean to you? This makes no sense to you. As this is some random figures I'm coming and giving you. What are you supposed to understand from this? So, this is what data is some random figures, it just has no sense of its own. Now, on the same day, if I come to you and say product ID 101 is a laptop of weight 3 kg. Now, this is very meaningful statement for you all. Like you're able to understand that there is some particular product which has ID of 101 is a laptop and has a weight of 3 kg. Now, this senseful information is called as information. This senseful piece of statement which I have made here. So now we are very clear that data is raw, unprocessed facts and figures. Okay. And it has no specific meaning of its own, whereas information is processed and organized form of meaningful data. We can use this information for decision making purposes. Like if you have a data of whole class and its marks, you can derive some information that okay, 10% of the class is having above 80 marks. So this is how you interpret data in form of information. So I want you to imagine like one more example for DBMS. I want you to imagine DBMS as a digital library where we are storing books. Here I'm taking it analogous to the data here. Okay. So I want you to imagine DBMS as a digital library. Now suppose you have a storybook You cannot just go and dump that storybook somewhere you want in any empty shelf. You need to find the shelf where you're storing some storybooks, and you need to keep it there. You cannot keep some algorithm book in data management system, that section. So you need to have different sections for different books, so that if someone comes and asks you where this book is, you can easily go and tell them that this location, this shelf number, it is there. So it is now very clear that what a DBMS is, and how we are storing, we'll discuss later, but we are storing by some other way. Okay, so moving ahead, let's talk more about databases. So database is an organized collection of data that allows easy storage, retrieval, and management. Now, the way you store data is going to determine how easy it's going to be when you retrieve it or manage it. Now, if you go and randomly store it some way just for the sake of storage, it's not going to help you when you go and ask, like, where, whatever you discussed, where is it? You are not able to get that in any ways. So these are the examples I've written. Like, there are two types of databases. First one is relational database, and the other one is NoSQL database. I have mentioned a few examples of each, but you need not to worry about this. We'll be discussing about all of them in detail in future. But to have a brief idea, these are the two types and these are its examples. Okay. So let's understand what is the need of database here. Okay, so before databases, we used to have something, and just think like what we used to have before database like used to exist. So we were storing data in form of files, like file system, like some word file or something like that. So, but there were many problems with this file systems. Like it was, we'll discuss all the problems in detail. So the first problem was of data redundancy and inconsistency. Then we had a problem in difficulty in accessing the data. We had the problem of data insulation and atomicity problems, of course, and then the major problem was of security. So let's discuss all these problems one by one. To begin with, let's discuss about data redundancy and inconsistency. Now, see this particular kind of situation where you are using file systems to store. You are using .txt files to store data. Okay, so we have two files. One is having this ID of the person, then its name, its salary, suppose, and then again ID of the person, name, and if he is there today or he is not there today, like present or absent. So now for the payroll, we are storing about details about salary, and the attendance, we are storing details about the attendance, like if it is present or not. Now, in a situation where you come and change the name of this person from John to JON, so this comes the problem. Here comes the problem of data inconsistency. You come and change the name in one file, but you didn't change it in the other. So it is not no more relatable to each other. There is no connection between these two, because our system will think these two as different individuals, but this should not happen. So this is the problem of data inconsistency. Moving ahead, let's discuss about difficulty in accessing data. Suppose you have a file with 1,000 students records. Now you want to find the students with above 8 GPA. It's not possible for you to go and manually count in each row if the student is having above 8.5 or what. This is not possible practically. So it's better if you have some sorting algorithms or some filters, so that you're able to do this task much easily, can say much conveniently. So this is how, which is provided by some database management systems we'll discuss in future. Next problem is of data insulation. Now, uh, okay, so now consider a situation where this is the case, and one file stores some content related to student courses, and the other file stores content related to exam results. So what happens is, now this file has some student ID, name, and that particular course, and this is student ID and the marks obtained. So now if two files I'm using, there is no connection between these two data points, but it's very important to understand that these are related. That student ID 201 has its name as Alex, is enrolled in DBMS course and has scored 32 marks. So this is a meaning, like this has a meaning of its own. So we need to have relation between these 2 points. So this is the problem which comes in case of file systems, but whereas in DBMS we relate the two tables, and we something called foreign key is used. We'll discuss in detail. Okay, so what happens is we are relating two kind of table, so that our data is having it is something which makes sense. Okay, so next thing is transaction control. Now imagine you're transferring some amount from one person to another. Now what if the system crashes before, so like before adding it to some account, and so basically the money from account A is deducted, but it's not received by account B. So this is something which we're not desiring. We don't want it to happen. Like what if in a bank transaction this happens? This may cost you a lot. So this is what is ensured by DBMS systems. Like it ensures that you have atomicity of all operations. That all operations, if amount is returned from deducted from account A, if not added to account B, return it to account A. This is what is ensured in DBMS. So this is very important in case of critical transactions. So moving ahead, very important problem is of security. Now file systems are very easy to access and can be accessed by anyone in the organization. Now tomorrow, what if an intern comes in a company and updates the salary files? This is completely not desirable. Like how will you stop them to change the salary of some 30 years old experienced person? So what DBMS ensures is there is something called as passwords for all databases. So it ensures that the authenticated person visits the data and accesses it. So yeah, this is what we discussed till now, and this is what will be covered in future lectures. We'll be discussing in detail about few more DBMS concepts. We'll be talking about entity relational models. Then we'll have a project on this SQL, structured query language. Then we have some advanced database topics. And then we'll discuss about NoSQL databases, then some industrial applications, why DBMS is required, like how and where it is used, what are the applications it's used in e-commerce and banking. So this is how many more things we'll be discussing in detail, and it's going to be really fun exploring this all these topics. So for now, thank you so much for watching this video. Till then, keep learning, keep practicing. Thank you.